Let's see. We do have 4 o'clock, so I'm going to start the first um, hearing of the afternoon on the application of Caitlin. I'm going to butcher your names. I'm sorry in advance.
It's
Huynh
okay.
and Bintran at
Oh, you did
633
good.
Adams Street, dated March 25th, 2024, seeking a variance to build a deck to the rear of their home. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The deck would be built at a distance of 0.7 feet from the left side lot line and 0.4 feet from the right side lot line when 10 are normally required by the zoning bylaw. My name is Virginia Donahue King, and I'm the zoning administrator and will be comprising the the board for the purpose of this hearing. I have your file, which includes your application, the denial letter from our building inspector because of the, as we just said, the not having enough room on either side of the home and needing to, let's see.
One side, I'm sorry for the correction. One side is there's plenty of space according to the inspector, Jay. I'm going to butcher his name. Bill
Well, yeah,
Eulier. Yes.
Sure.
Great inspector.
right.
Just the other side, there's just not enough space and it was already existing.
Okay. Right. So we have listed that it's 0.7 feet from the left side and 0.4 feet from the right side. And I do have some questions, so I will be getting to that shortly.
Thank you.
Um, so in the so we have the application, the denial letter. We have a plot plan of the lot, and we have some spec plans on what the for building the for the deck. Okay, and that's what we have. We also have, and I have to bring this up because we will be talking about it. I also have a letter of objection from the neighbors, your neighbors to the right, um, asking the board not grant the appeal um, for various different things that they are not pleased about. Apparently, there was some taking of vegetation and so forth. So I will be asking you about that. And
Could you
also,
clarify? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject, but can you clarify the right side?
sure. Um, okay, I'm writing about case 2835, building a deck at 633 Adams Street. We're the owners of 631 Adams Street, and we asked the board not to grant the appeal. They complain about 633 Adams Street being listed on Airbnb for rental services. On the rental listing, it talks about some guests that have been there for certain dates and so forth. Based on our understanding, the owners are allowed to use the second unit for short-term rentals, but nonetheless, it negatively impacts the resale value of their property. Um,
That's
they have said, let's see,
Didn't they just buy a house?
they did.
okay, I'm trying to get through this quickly. We know that the renters and the owners have meant no harm or ill will, but they use our driveway when they arrive by taxi, Uber, car, leave trash from recycling in and around the town receptacles, and use our property as a mode of egress on foot and by car. These activities are affect the value of our home and increase their lack of privacy. And um, let's see. Much of this is due to the driveway expansion of 633 Adams Street that removed natural denotion of the property line. Prior to August of 2022, there was grass and bushes separating our driveways. The owners of 633 Adams Street expanded their driveway by removing the bushes and grass and paving without asking us or surveying the property line in advance. The expansion continues all the way down to the property line, causing erosion where the grass of 631 Adams Street resumes in the backyard. The owners of 631 Adams Street, which is the people writing the letter, had the property surveyed in June of 23, and the newly paved area encroached between 2 and 3 feet wide and 40 to 50 feet long. There are stakes in the pavement now that clearly show this. Without the clear markings in the property line for the guests at 631 Adams Street to follow the property at 631 is consistently used for egress. This driveway expansion has reduced any privacy, and it also reduced the curb appeal of our house. The previous driveway was a gradual slope to the pavement and is now a sharp drop causing erosion. It has not been remedied as of the date of this letter, nor have we spoken to the owners of 633 Adams about a plan to fix or restore the back space to the original, and we regret that it is coming up now during an appeal. So basically they're saying they object to the zoning variance for the deck due to a lack of privacy, increased visibility into our property, and unresolved lot line encroachments, and the negative impact on the resale value of our home. So let me, I don't know if you have some of these things in front of you as well. I looked at the plot plan for your property, and it's an unusual property in that it's very thin and very long.
Mhm.
And it looks to be 50 feet by 190 feet deep. And next to that is a 15-foot passageway, it's labeled as. And it's I don't know who owns that. I don't know if you own it. I don't know if your neighbors own it. I don't know if somebody entirely different owns it. But I think we need to figure that out. And
Are you speaking about the right side of the home? Towards
the right side, yes.
Okay, so we own that. We also pay for taxes for that. We own three lots, which is the home, the grass area, and then the back area to that, which we didn't know at first when we first purchased the home until we received a letter. And then I went into town to ask what was this additional tax bill, which we've been very diligent about paying every quarter. So that is our driveway to get into the back of our home. Also, our neighbor 635 uses that road to get into their home because they have an easement with us. To which we already spoke to them, which I'm surprised that the home to the right had an issue because they use our driveway to park on their grass area behind their shed. And when they're having a large party, they also use our driveway, which we're fine with. They do let us know that morning or the night before their party. So I'm very surprised that they would say something like that.
Yeah, it kind of came at the 11th hour, so it surprised me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's convenient that they just drive in and park the back, use our driveway and to park more car in the back of the house.
Because they can fit 4 more cars. When you look at the front of their home on their driveway in front of their shed, which is towards when you're facing their home, I have to visualize it. The left side of their home is a shed, a brown shed that they can fit
behind the home, right?
It's like toward the side.
For the side.
Towards the
So it's
side.
a driveway.
Right, like you can see it from the street. It's
You
not
could.
by the house, but it's down and back.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Okay.
behind it on the grass area that they said that we got rid of, which is their property behind their shed, they can park freely 4 cars, which they use our driveway to get to quite often, actually.
Mm-hmm.
when they have multiple cars, when they have 4 cars or more, when they have 4 cars or 3 cars, they park in their area. But when they have more than that, park, they go through us to get to their grass area. And if they need more space than just the grass area, they do ask us if we don't mind if they park on our third lot, which we always say we don't mind. And we always say good morning to them too.
Yeah.
Well, I do at least. I work from home, so I always say hi, and I say hi and ask them how their 1-year-old is doing. So I'm very surprised.
Let me ask you, how long have you been in the house? When did you purchase the home?
We renovated it for
20.
9 long months. 2020?
The end of 2020, and then
So,
9.
October 2020.
Yeah.
So the previous owner of that house was Jeff. So he was
of 320. I mean, wait a minute.
331.
331.
Yeah, it's
And so how long have your current neighbors been in 631?
I think they've been there since 2022.
no.
Or-
They probably move in 2021. I'm not sure what month, but when we start moving in, that's when they
Moved
just
in.
bought the house and start moving in.
Okay.
So we spent 9 months, about 10 months of renovation while the previous owner there. We talked to that the
previous owner, and then the current owners too. I'm surprised because we just had our son's 5th birthday, and we invited them over too, and we brought food over for them because they couldn't make the birthday. So they said that their 1-year-old was coming down with a cold and didn't want to get the other kids sick, so we brought food over.
Well, that was nice. That's good. So
we do that with our neighbors. They're also lovely.
It's an unusual circumstances because it is so narrow, and sometimes you just don't know where the lines are. I mean, it's nice having a piece of paper that shows you, but unless you know where it is on the actual property, it's a little bit of a problem. And when we're talking about 0.4 feet, that's very close to the line, but so is your house. So it's not untoward to have to deal with that, but it does look like so you have 3 plots of land there then?
We do, and it's very long and narrow, like you said.
Yeah.
But the 0.4, when you mentioned the 0.4, that is towards the left home, which is a 635.
The left one is 0.7. The left one's 0.7.
Yes, it's 0.7. Sorry, I apologize about that. Yes, I misspoke. That's 0.7.
We're only talking inches here.
Yeah. So that neighbor, we spoke to him. We actually spoke to all 5 of our neighbors in the surrounding area. But the one that you said was 0.4, it can't be 0.4 because it's the house, and then we have a grass area with an existing deck off of the kitchen, and then we have that driveway area to get to our third lot.
Here is what I have here is the house is actually 7 feet from the left side lot line and 6.5 from the right side lot line, and it looks that the proposed deck is going to be wider than the house from the plot plan.
No, it's going to be how do I say? So the current there if you look at the image,
existing deck, that the existing deck just go back out. It's not wider, it just go a little bit longer out.
We're going to stay in the same perimeter with the existing deck, but we're just asking permission to build on the back where it meets that grass area on our second lot.
Okay, and what I've got here on I don't know if you're going to be able to read this if I do this or not. I don't know how else to share it. But do you see that? You see that red area where the stairs are?
Yeah.
Yes.
That piece is 0.4 feet. And So, the width, it's going into the setback, the width of the stairway apparently. Well, it's a little bit more than the width of the stairway from this. So I'm not sure, I'm based upon
Sorry, I'm
this.
pulling it up too.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Oh, just 0.7.
So it shows a 15.4 from the edge of there to the lot line.
And then 0.4 is right here.
Right.
0.4 on the right side.
So I'm not sure if so you own that third very long and narrow strip.
Yes,
Right.
that it
The
says
long and
it's
narrow strip that the house is on.
yes, we own the whole thing all the way into the end there where it says wood fence. At the end of that,
Yep.
because I'm looking at the same
Yep.
plot you're looking at as well.
And I cannot make out from the plans of the
I don't
Yeah.
think architectures make it easy.
it looks like it looks like the deck is going to be wider than the house is. And that's where we're getting into some trouble.
We don't, I'm sorry to interject. We don't want to make the deck wider. It's already existing where it's, what the inspector Jay calls it was a landing. It's
The landing for the kitchen coming out.
because when we renovated our home, we requested for the kitchen door to be two French doors to be opened up in order to get the furniture into the house versus going through the basement and getting through a narrow staircase. So we got that approved on both sides. The side of where the 631, we don't want to touch that. We don't want to knock it down. We don't want to rebuild it. We want to leave that the way it is because it's already made by cement. But it's the other side where 635 is. That one was made out of pressure treated wood.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got the French doors approved on that side, which is 633A unit, the inspector didn't take into consideration also us too as owners didn't think of it until the door was installed. That's why we're asking to remodify that deck just to make the landing longer, because you can open one door of the French door, but when you open the second one, you fall right down and you land on the cement. You miss all the staircases and you land right on the cement. So we keep that locked.
But we're not doing build a new deck that would be wider than the deck that already there.
So what you're asking for is
to build behind.
To basically
when you moved into the house,
yes.
Was there a deck?
Yeah.
There was 2 decks on both sides, each unit existing by the kitchen. And we continued to keep it as a kitchen too when we did the renovations.
And so was there were 2 decks in the back, for separated from
more
unit?
so on the side towards the back, the kitchen.
The two small deck on each side of the house, and all we want is just kind of go back and then connect together. That's it.
Yes.
So that my sister can and then my parents can go back and forth instead of like go downstairs and up.
Yeah,
so they just go out the kitchen and go around. That's it.
They're in their 70s, so up and down the stairs is just not ideal. And we have a 5-year-old, and to be on a busy road, it's more ideal for my sister and I to have my son and my parents just go through one kitchen door, just walk a straight line and get to the other kitchen door versus going up and down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm feeling like I don't have enough information on this right now.
I
And
can,
hmm?
I can certainly show you what the deck currently looks like on Google Maps, if you
So maybe
would allow me to.
maybe the back you would hold on, let me see if I have picture.
I know I could look it up here.
Can you see it?
We want to leave the sides the way it is, except where it's closer to 633 Adams. 635, I apologize. Let's see here. Oh, I got it, but how do I share this with you?
I'm a technological idiot, so I can't help you with that.
You should have the,
we're all the same.
sorry, Bill here. You should be able to use the share screen function at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
The show in the back. I have a picture of the back.
Oh,
I have the picture of the back.
can
of the
you
house.
see my screen?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Can you email that into your email so I could just open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Share. So this is what the front looks like.
Yep, there we go.
Awesome. And then my husband's going to send it to his email for me to grab that. I apologize. So this is where 635 is, this brown house on the left. And this is what the existing wooden pressure treated wood deck is. And we're just asking to extend it.
I don't think it's sharing.
I'm sorry?
It's not coming through.
Yeah, we're just getting the generic Zoom screen. You had it before, so I'm not sure.
Oh, I apologize. Did I? Do you see it now?
Not yet.
Your screen sharing.
Oh, I apologize about that. Okay.
There.
Okay, we do see it now. We see the front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna try to zoom in. This is where this is I'm gonna use my mouse. This is 633A and this is 633. And this is 635. And this is the existing deck. We don't want it wider. We just want to build backwards.
Okay.
And then so the other side. Good.
This is Google Maps.
So that is
How much
the
are
deck.
you proposing to build back? How much bigger is that than what
I
is
think
currently there?
It's only 10 feet.
We're asking for 10 feet towards the back.
Mm-hmm.
The patio.
Not the side. So this, I'm sorry. This is 633. Oh, I apologize. I am not tech savvy at all. Oh, and this is 631. So zooming in, if I could. Awesome. So because this is 633, where it's already made out of cement, we don't want to do anything else to it. I'm able to open both doors perfectly fine. Right now, of course, I have some plants growing over here and my son's play table and a seat for him to get some fresh air.
Yeah.
We want to build in the back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not any wider from the two.
Oh,
the two.
so when you purchased the home, this cement stair complex was already in place.
It was already in place. Also, the pressure treated wood on the opposite side, on the other unit, it was already there as well, existing.
Okay, and the only thing that you changed there, I'm trying to remember, we're putting in the French doors.
We put in the French doors, all new windows. I believe it was 36 windows when we did the renovation.
Yeah, but the French door, it's just it's a door there is a door here already. We just make it a fence door so that we can
Right.
bring furniture and everything
There was
in to make it easier because the front door of the house is smaller
it's a
than
normal size,
a normal
regular
side door,
size
so we
door.
won't be able to fit furniture and things like that in there. And we figure that if we do a front door here, so at least we
can open
can
both.
open both and just bring the furniture in.
Which that's how we got our couch to get inside the house.
Okay, that wouldn't have gone in the front door? Wow.
It wouldn't have. Yeah.
Wow.
The front door is a narrow door. It's I forget the specs of it. I know it's it's possibly in the renovations
But
drawing.
from what we want to build, just build backward, not any wider than the two.
Did you send it to your email?
I did already.
Okay, let me see if I can get
Okay, I think I understand
right there.
better now.
And I'm going to show you one more.
One more picture of the back of the house.
And this is the photo of the back of the home.
So if you zoom,
Zoom in. That blue tarp is no longer there.
Okay, and so
So that is the pressure treated. I don't know why. When it zooms out, it zooms too close. Okay, let's just do it this way. That's the pressure treated. We just want to be able to build in the back where the existing patio. There's a stone patio already, but we
so
want
basically you're following the footprint of the patio, but
right.
Right.
We're not doing anything.
Nothing wider.
Not wider than the two stair or any longer than the 10 feet that the patio already there.
And we want to leave the grass area the way it is as well.
Okay.
We have improved the home significantly with
so
the renovation.
And then the stairs, so that we just want to get rid of that and then build a deck over so that our parent can walk from one side to another,
right
out of kitchen,
this kitchen
and
to
walk
this
over
kitchen.
here instead of going downstairs and then walk up again. And then as well as when my sister have a kid, at least they running from one side to another in the back rather than in the front of the house
or
where
downstairs where they could lead to the
main road and driveway.
Okay.
Because now when the kids play, I have to block this area because we do share an easement with this home over here, and then sometimes 631 does use our driveway to park in behind their shed as well on their grass.
Okay. I do not feel prepared to make a decision on this today.
Okay.
What I'm going to ask you to do is if we can continue this hearing for a couple of weeks. And during that time, I can perhaps get a little bit more information on, I'd like to talk to the building inspector about this a little bit more.
Of course.
And in that time, I think I'm going to recommend that you talk to the folks over at 631 and see if you can come to some kind of a resolution that would make you good neighbors. You know, it's the most wonderful thing in the world is to have wonderful neighbors. And
yes, well, I thought we were.
Both of you moved in during
I mean,
COVID. You didn't have a lot of chance to get, to know each other, and so I think that there's a lack of understanding. And I think
when we paved the grass area on this section here
with the previous
owner,
and he agreed to it as long as we paid for it.
Yeah, and like, okay, we'll pay for it so we can just do this small here. From his driveway where pavement to our lot line was say maybe a a foot
maybe even less.
to our lot line. So it's not a lot of like vegetarian
Vegetation.
vegetation, maybe like a foot uh, from
Yeah.
there.
And we've
Right.
had them over for drinks.
I'm sorry?
We've had them over to our home, and
Cái đó đâu có quan trọng.
so I'm not too sure either.
I mean, we
So
didn't.
they do have to go through here, and then that's where they park more cars back here.
And so how would they get there without using your driveway?
They
No
can't.
way. They have to
can't.
drive into
They have
our
to drive.
driveway.
Can you see our mouse moving?
They drive into our driveway and then drive in the back behind the shed.
Behind the
So
shed.
they can park the car when they have a party, thing like that.
When family is over and there's multiple cars.
Yeah.
Sometimes they even park here too. They just park there. They push over to the side where we still have some space to get down to our driveway, through our driveway.
I think what I would do is see if you could come to some kind of an agreement on that, there's something going on here that we just haven't got to the root of yet. So while I find out a little bit more about if that piece of land that's 15 feet wide can be part of the calculation to go with this plot of land that your house is on, that would make everything a whole lot easier for everybody. And I think maybe understanding and knowing where the property lines are for everybody, I think that could perhaps help you to come to some kind of a solution that both of you could be, both you and your neighbors could be served well by. So I ask you to do that, maybe, have a little cookout in the backyard and let your kids play together and find out what their concerns are, because this is a difficult plot of land to do anything with, because it is so close to the sides, and that funny little passageway. I don't know if they have, I don't know if they have the right to even go down that passageway, or if they have some kind of an easement on it or not.
They don't. It's the only easement is the house 635 that previous there that they driving into our driveway, and
with three owners.
What was the easement that exists? Did you?
The easement that exists with 635 is down this.
Okay, yep.
Yes, is down this driveway and take the curve around the lawn to their backyard.
Okay. You know what I would also, if this isn't too difficult for you, if you have the deed to these 3 lots, if you could give those to Bill so I could look at them and maybe understand a little bit better from that as well too. I think that could be helpful with showing where easements are or where they are not. And let's see if we can make everybody happy.
I actually have the deeds on my laptop. Is there a way we could take a look at them now?
I'd actually like to look at them a little bit more than just, I didn't have time to do it. So
no problem. I understand.
So yeah, that could be forwarded to Bill and he can forward them to me. Then I can have just a better idea of where the whole legal aspect of how these lots work together or don't work together, as the case may be. And I will check with the building inspector on that too. So
it's best to ask Jay, because he oversaw the full renovation on the inside, and he knows the lot even more than us.
Well, I will reach out to him. He's a neighbor, so I will reach out to him, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get to the bottom of it one way or another. And in the meantime, if we could do some some first aid on the neighborhood, that would be a good thing too. So what I'd like to do, Bill, we have, let's see, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but we do have a hearing scheduled in, what's our next hearing schedule? I know we have some slots open in
I believe it's June 11.
June 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we put this one on? We'll reconvene this on June 11th with more information and me talking to some people at town hall and you talking to some neighbors and see what we can get on this.
Okay, Jenny, do you mind, and Bill, please interject. Do you have any other suggestions? Just because I say good morning to them every morning and they've never said anything. We've talked about the deck to them and they said they had no issues either. And I can only think of putting up a fence, but that doesn't serve them any purpose. I mean, that will serve them a purpose of having privacy, but then they would still need our driveway to park in their grass area. But now if we put a fence up, they won't be able to access that. And I don't want to anger them.
Right. No,
I mean, there
I
was no,
understand. I
you
think
know, I
maybe just
mean,
hearing each other's side might be helpful. And
Okay.
then I'm going to hope that maybe they can take part in the June 11th hearing if need be. And then we can try to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly they're upset about something that might not actually even be in the letter. We don't know.
sound like the 1 foot of grass.
Well,
So, you know,
maybe I can plant some grass back for them.
I mean, if they want the 1 foot of grass along the driveway,
on their parking area. As you can see, there's a little bit of a bump right there.
right.
And
Yeah.
so there it's literally a foot or even 6 inches.
yeah,
So that bump there, that's where the 15 feet ends, I'm assuming, but that might not be a good assumption. I
That
don't
is,
know if you know.
it is.
It is. Okay. Yeah, let's try to find out a little bit more information. What would make the neighborhood happy? What would make you know, the building inspector happy? What would give me the information I need to make a decision that would be helpful to the neighborhood
Of
and the
course.
town of Milton. So
so if
I'm sorry I
they,
can't give you a decision today, but I think this will allow it to be a better decision in the end, and perhaps mending some fences in the meantime. I hope that happens. And
Could I ask a question? What if we meet June 11th and we still haven't, excuse me, if we still haven't come up to terms with, they have no idea what they want and we
well, I
just,
think I would ask them. I would ask them what would make them happy.
okay.
It doesn't mean that that has to be given to them.
Right.
You know, you're both equal partners in all of this, or equal. You know, you're citizens of Milton, and you're looking to find a variance that will help out your situation, but they might not be understanding exactly what their situation would be without the use of your driveway either. So, you know, I think, you know, they're both sides of the argument have some things that they might want to think about.
No problem.
So, you know, I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well. I mean,
I hope so too.
try to talk, you know, I don't want to push you into something that you're uncomfortable with, but I hope that that can bring us some kind of decision. If that can't be done, what would happen is because you're having this heard by the zoning administrator as opposed to a full board of 3 members of the Board of Appeals, you would have the opportunity to have that happen again with the full Board of Appeals. So, you know, I'd like to, for your sake, get this done sooner rather than later, but there is another option for you. There is another option.
Can I ask what that option may be? Because we
the option would be
literally
to be heard in front of 3, and
Okay.
you know, they might have a different opinion from me. And the other thing is, what it's nice to be able to decide something on my own when it's something that it's, clear and it makes sense to everybody. But sometimes it raises questions that I would like to ask and find out what my fellow board members feel about something as well. And we do discuss what we're going to be doing and what our findings are and which way we're going to vote before we vote. We discuss that in front of everybody, open meeting law and all the rest of it. And there are times that we convince each other otherwise of different things. So it's probably a method of making sure that I try to do something that I think is going to make the applicants happy as well as their neighbors, but sometimes that looks a little harder than it might be, and that's an opportunity for 3 people to put their heads together, which I think works better in a situation like this. I mean, there are times that I've been totally against something and was able to turn the other 2 people who were voting for it to go with me, and vice versa. So it's an opportunity for opinions to be heard, arguments to be made, and it's a good system. It's a good system. So that's why I would recommend, if we don't have something that we can go forward with, that you do in fact ask for a 3-person board. But that's jumping ahead right now. We can hope we don't have to do that. But okay.
Okay.
Any other
And do
questions?
we have to mail out any more letters to our fellow nearby neighbors in terms of having this hearing rescheduled to, or
Well, what I would probably do is for so that wouldn't have to be done. It would be we would try to see if we could schedule something ahead of time so that I could close that hearing to be opened at another point certain, so that it doesn't have to be advertised then.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Maybe
you wouldn't be incurring
they
more
can
cost.
be at the hearing as well.
I'm sorry?
no, that's what
Yeah.
you suggested,
Yeah.
possibly having 631 attend the hearing as well, because
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah,
good idea. That would
just
be
in
a good
case they
idea.
don't wanna, they don't have time to like have a talk with us or want to go to eat in the backyard or anything like that.
Well, I
maybe
hope
we'll.
they do, but you can't force
Eh,
people. You can't.
Of
yeah,
course.
exactly.
Well, we tried last Saturday. 2 Saturdays ago, actually,
if
to be.
it works, it's gonna be something that's it's gonna stay with you for a while. You guys are both new in the neighborhood, but relatively speaking. You want to be there
Yeah.
for a while. You got kids that are growing up there,
Mhm.
so if you can do it with a smile on your face, it would be better. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. So we will see you on June 11th at 4:15.
4:15.
Does that sound right, Bill?
Sounds about right. I'll have to access my schedule, pardon me, and just have a
Yeah,
bear with me, please.
I think we just had one at 4 on June 11th.
Mhm. I just want to make sure before I commit. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
June 11. We've got 4, 544 Brook, and then the 8 Thistle at 4:15.
Okay.
So
So we will see you in a couple of weeks on the 11th at 4:15, and I wish you much luck in the meantime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll make sure to take some more photos just because could I show you one last thing? I'm sorry.
Yes, you may.
Just want to show you. So this is where the existing deck is. We just want to get it inside this line here. So
Yep.
towards here.
Yep.
Because of that tree. Just
Right.
wanted to mention that.
That's great. That's great. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank you,
very
Bill.
welcome.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Have a great day.
And we don't have to wait at all to start the next hearing because time has gone by. So without further ado,
Good evening,
good evening.
or good afternoon, I should say.
That's right. Good late in the day. Okay. So I'm going to call to order the hearing on the application of Craig and Erin Putnam by their attorney, Mary McKettrick, at 19 Winthrop Street, dated March 29th, 2024, seeking a special permit to build an addition and deck onto existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. The addition and deck would be built at a distance of 6.8, 6.7, and 6.6 feet, starting front to back of the right side lot line, when 10 feet are normally required under Article 10 of the zoning bylaw. My name is Virginia Donahue King, and I am the zoning administrator, and I'll be acting as the board for this hearing, and we'll be making the decision on this hearing, hopefully today, and not having to put this off. So I have in the file, we have the application. We have the denial letter from our building inspector stating the needed relief for this application. We have a letter of explanation from Attorney McKettrick, which I'm sure she'll go through. We've got a letter of support from, let's see, Christopher and Rebecca Lewis from 19 Winthrop Street, who are the, let's see, they are the neighbor to the left, correct? Okay, and they are approving your application. And we also have one from the, let's see, Lisa Light, who is at 23 Winthrop Street. So she is on the side that is most, that would be most affected by the building of the proposal.
Just the opposite, actually.
Oh, it's just the opposite. Okay.
Yep.
So it's wait a minute. So she's on the other side, and I just okay. So it's the Lewises that are on the side most affected by the proposal. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Keeping me honest here.
No problem.
We have a locus of the neighborhood. We have elevations from the front, left, right, and back, both of the existing home as well as the proposed home with the addition on it. We have plans of the current house plan of the schematic, as well as what the proposal would be as well. And let's see. We have a lot of stuff. Let's see. I think we have a quick claim deed showing that the applicants are in fact the owners. We have a plot plans of the neighborhood as well, showing where on Winthrop Street the home is located, as well as a property record card from Town Hall. So I will turn it over to Attorney McKettrick to state your case for you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. And I am Mary McKettrick. I'm representing the applicants. I'm just going to summarize maybe a few more details than the summary we just heard. This property is located on a pre-existing non-conforming 5,000 square foot lot. And the lot was recorded in 1899. Looks like the house was built a little bit before that lot plan that I provided from 1899, because the house was constructed in 1880. And the house is located at a non-conforming right side setback of 6.8 feet at its closest point. That's the existing house. The structure is a traditional 2.5-story farmhouse style home. There's a front porch extending the length of the front of the house. and there's a driveway and a garage located near the left side lot line. So what the applicants are proposing is to construct a small one-story addition to the rear and a deck in back of or next to the addition, which at its closest point at the back of the deck will be 6.6 feet from the right side lot line. So 0.2 feet closer to the lot line than the back of the house. It's not really clear why that is. It must be because the angle of the lot slightly goes in because
It looked like that on the plot plan, yeah.
right, and you can see that these structures are all lined up with the house. So anyway, it's a slight additional or less of a setback. What the addition will provide is an entrance mudroom and a half bath. And then it also will provide a new entrance into the house and into the basement. So because the applicants are working on improving the basement as well a little bit, this will give them a much better access into the basement. The existing basement access, which will remain, is under the second story stairs, and it just leads down to utilities at the bottom of the stairs. So it's not as good a entrance to use. The surveyor has calculated the footprint of the house with the addition and the deck and the existing garage to be 1,511 square feet, which is less than the maximum allowable coverage in this residency district when there's an accessory building on the lot. So coverage, he provides a statistic of 30.2% of lot coverage, which is 0.2% more than one of the choices of ways of measuring lot coverage. But the more favorable one for these applicants is the square footage, which is 2,250 square feet. They're well within that maximum coverage. So this is a small point, but when you have an accessory building on a C lot, you do have to calculate lot coverage, and it can be a problem and can require a variance, but they don't need it here. So the detailed architectural plans provided give you elevations and layouts pre and post construction. These plans show that the addition will not be visible directly from the front of the house on the street, and it will generally be lined up with the house. This appears, it also appears that on the plot plan that the required rear setback for the house is still observed. So it's actually 30.2 feet in back of the deck to the back lot line. So there's no need for zoning relief for the rear setback. The addition will have side windows, and the style of the windows in the architectural plans match those in the existing house. And there's going to be a low peaked roof over the back entrance, as well as a rear entrance next to the new deck. So although this application slightly intensifies the existing nonconformity on the right side setback, and because it's already a nonconforming lot, there's an intensification of a nonconformity. It does substantially improve the usable space in the backyard by adding a deck. And the mudroom entrance and the half bath access from the rear yard will be a great convenience for the family when they use the backyard. So finishes on the addition will match those on the existing house. And you can see from the designs that the windows match. Neighbors on both sides have provided letters indicating that they have no objection to the granting of this relief. It is a special permit because this is an intensification of pre-existing nonconformities, which means nonconformities that existed before 1938. So that's a quick summary of the application. Erin, is there anything you'd like to add? If that's okay, Jenny?
Yeah, sure. No, thank you for having us and for providing the summary.
Oh, we're frozen.
Uh-oh.
Well,
just to one point of clarification is are we back? Am I back?
You're back now.
Yes.
You are.
Okay.
The clarification.
Sorry. 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 One clarification is we do have an existing deck already. So there is a deck there. You'll see it in the plan. We're just sort of like, anyway, it's all on the plans, but that was just one piece to clarify.
The deck is not new?
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
there will be a new deck. So the current deck would come down. so that we can add the addition, and then they would rebuild a deck in just a slightly different configuration.
So it'll be modified. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I didn't realize that. Thank you.
Nope. All good.
Okay,
I think it shows it on the existing plans.
Probably does.
yes, I believe it did.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Yep, you're absolutely
Is
right.
there anybody else that wants to be heard on this application?
I know my husband's on the call. I think Rebecca or Chris Lewis might be on the line too. I just don't see them on the screen.
Yep, looks like Rebecca's hand is up. Pardon me a moment.
That who is there?
Rebecca
okay.
Lewis.
Who's submitted a letter already, so she's a happy neighbor, is that right?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
We just
Duly
came
noted.
to, in case you needed anything else, but we do support it.
very good, thank you.
Yeah, we've been neighbors, I think, since we moved in 11 years ago, and our kids play together and use the garages to play soccer and kick goals off of, and use our son's, baseball net to play. So we coexist rather well together. So we
Sounds like a good
appreciate your
neighborhood.
support. Yeah.
Okay, if there's nobody else that wants, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I just wanted to say we live in a great neighborhood on a great street. We don't want to move, but we're sort of out of a hangout space for our kids. Our son is 12. He's in middle school. It'd be great to have a place for him and his friends a common space for him and his friends to hang out, and just provide us a little bit more space and sort of get the shoes out of the kitchen and into a real mudroom. So that's sort of our reasoning for really wanting to stay and make our current house work for us
Okay,
till our kids are out of school.
Great. I'm assuming there's nobody else. I think that's what Bill said that wants to speak. So I'm going to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing. And this is exactly what special permits are made for, where there's a modest application for expanding a previously existing nonconformity. It wouldn't even go that couple of inches further into it if the house had been, built plumb with the side lot line. So it's de minimis. But it's going to give you a lot more livability in your house, and that sounds like a wonderful thing. So I am approving the special permit, and that's it. That was easy. We're making up for some time.
Awesome. Glad we could help. Thank you.
There you go. So
If you'd like me to, I can draft a decision for you, Jimmy.
that would
Do
be
you want to
great.
do that?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that as soon as I can. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Okay, just waiting for the next.
Okay, change folders. Is the next applicant available?
Is that you,
Ah, there we
Samuel
go.
DePina?
Oh, hi. It's Isabel DePina. I'm on my son's computer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
Great.
can't find his video for the screen, so I apologize for that.
Let's see, if you bring your cursor down to just below, no, where is it?
Yeah, I usually on mine, I just text and ask him, where is his camera?
Well, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so we'll start the third and final hearing of the afternoon upon the application of Isabel Fontes de Pina
Mhm.
at 308 Blue Hill Avenue, dated April 2nd, 2024, seeking a variance to build a deck to the rear and right side of the existing structure. The property is located in the Residence C zoning district. The deck would be built at a distance of 20.8 feet from the rear lot line when 30 are normally required by the Milton zoning bylaw. Additionally, it would be built 7.7 feet from the right side property line where 10 feet are normally required under the zoning bylaw. In our file with this application, we have the application itself as well as the denial letter. And we have, this is, looks like a situation where there's a existing deck that needs to be repaired and reconfigured to make it more usable.
Yes.
I have a plot plan and I have schematics of what the deck will look like and how it's going to be built. We also have a letter from Antoinette Rodney Celestine, who lives at 316 Blue Hill Avenue, which is to the right of the property that we're discussing. And she is fully supporting of the proposed deck project.
Mhm.
We also have one from Catherine Kerrigan of 170 Ferncroft Road, who also is in agreement with the proposal that is being looked at here right now. And she is
She is
a
directly
butter behind you.
Yes, she's behind me.
Okay.
We share a
So,
fence. She's
we do have
behind me,
some-
the other neighbors to the side.
Okay, and then I didn't see anything from the neighbors to the left-hand side, but that probably doesn't, well, have you talked to them about it at all?
I told them, but yeah, since they're on the left-hand side, it doesn't
affect them as much.
it doesn't affect
Exactly.
their property, right? Because there's nothing to the left.
Okay. And I have noticed that as I was going through these papers here, that the plot plan shows that it is a very unusual shaped lot. And and if it were not so unusually shaped, it probably, would be a deck that would be easily built, but it is unusually shaped with contours going at diagonals, which is basically most of the deck is within the legal limits, but there's just a little bit of it that's near a diagonal. So that's why we're here today, for two pieces of that, but most of it is within the legal limits. So that being the case, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about why you need to reconfigure your deck, and that would be great, and how you're going to finish it, and is it going to look and be consistent with the current housing and styling and so forth like that.
Sure. I purchased the home about 3 years ago, and there was a deck here, and there is a deck here, and it, started, is definitely needed work. But the main reason is it is a little difficult to park back there with more than 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
So when I pull, we have a shared driveway. So when I come on down
Hold
the
on
shared
one moment, please.
Sure.
Oh. My husband left the premises and left the phone that is going to be, not answered by me right now next to me. So he's going to have to be spoken to. Sorry about that. Go
No,
ahead.
that's no problem. So when I pull in, so the deck, how it originally is, comes out further. So when we're parking, two cars, we do have to like back in, back out because it's hard to just park two cars easily. And I have a shared driveway. So,
okay.
right. So what I've done is pull it in the back and then push it out a little bit to the right so that I can easily turn in and park under the deck so that I would be able to park there and then another person could park without us having to like go outside and move the cars around. So that's basically it. So I pushed it in from originally about a foot in, and then I pushed it out to the right about, I think, 1.5 to 2 feet out. Well within like still where my neighbors are fences. So that's basically it. Most of it is the same. It's just that I pulled it in a little from the back and pushed it out to the right. And it just gives us more parking back there. And so we can easily pull in and pull out of the driveway, really.
Which makes a house way more livable, doesn't it?
Makes it more livable. We're able to go in through the mudroom. Now, aesthetically, yes, it's very much in line with all the other, I would say, decks in the area and the time period of the home. I think I did submit some of I don't have the actual pictures of it, but besides that, I would say it's a standard deck. It's going to be composite wood, gray, nothing interesting, nothing that, probably what you see in most homes around the area.
Okay. Is there anybody that is out there in Cyberland that wanted to weigh in on this application, Bill?
I don't see any. In fact, I think we are the only attendees here.
Okay. Well, then, unless there's anything else that you'd like to add, I can close I forgot the word, the informational portion of the hearing and decide on that now. As I said, it's a very unusually shaped lot, and it's when you have those diagonal lines coming to acute points at various places in order to exist in a non-grid that we live in Milton. It's sometimes hard to fit something in that is useful for the homeowner to make the home better and just to make livability easier. So the bulk of this deck being within is legally set back, and there are a couple of issues here just in very short areas that are de minimis. I'm ruling against de minimis, and that this will make the house a better house to live in and probably to share a driveway with for her neighbor as well. So, and seeing that the people that are most affected by this have said that they are happy with that, I'm voting to allow this special permit. And wait a minute, we have variance or a special permit now? Whoops, I have to look and see. Hold on. Variance, okay. Voting for the variance to basically rebuild in a slightly different place the deck that has been in existence for a while. So congratulations on your variance, and it's going to take a little bit of time for me to write the decision on this, and until that decision is filed in town hall with Susan Galvin, there's a 20-day appeal period once that's filed, and you can't pull a building permit until that point of the 20 days is up. So we'll try to get it into town hall as quickly as possible so that you can plan for getting things started on the construction. So you can't start the construction until you have the building permit after the appeal period, but you could start preparing, shall we say.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
and you'll also want to probably bring that to the Registry of Deeds so that when you
Okay.
sell your house at some point, your new owners will know that that is a legal deck. Okay?
Okay. So I will receive something official in the mail after 20 days of waiting if there's any appeal. Is that what it is?
Bill, I'm not sure what.
Yeah, we'll
You'll-
reach out, but
And
we do ask that you come to pick up the
Okay.
true attest copy that will be stamped by the town clerk and take that to the Registry of Deeds. And then we do ask for you to come back with the recording receipt. And then we release the case for the permit.
Right.
Okay, makes sense?
So-
Couple of steps. So please reach out to me, Isabel, and we can discuss that further.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you again.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out for you.
Yeah, me too. Have a
Take
good
care.
night. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. I'll try to get this one done and bring it to you. And I know that Marion will have something in your email probably tomorrow for me. So,
Probably, yeah, tomorrow
Yeah.
or Wednesday, I bet. So, yeah, we'll be on our way and we're continuing 633 Adams until the 11th of June, right?
okay. Yep.
Recap. Okay,
Great.
thanks very much.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.